Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to see the solution for the HackerEarth problem, changes in a string, which is the second problem of April Circuits 2020. So we're given a string S of n characters comprising of A's and B's. So we'll only have A's or B's in the string. And we can choose any index I and change Si to either A or B. So we want to find the minimum number of changes such that to make the string S such that the resulting string is having x number of A's followed by n minus x number of B's, where x can be from 0 to n and x can be 0 and n. So if x is 0, meaning it is all A, and sorry, all B, and if x is n, then it is all A. So we're given a string and we have to find the minimum number of changes such that it is some A followed by some B consecutively. And it can be fully A and it can be fully B also. So let's look at some test cases. So for this test case, it is in the desired format AAB. So 0 changes we have to make. So let's take this because this is not in the desired format. So let's work on this. So I'll just copy this. So let's increase the size. So this is the test case. So you can see that if I change this B into A, then I'll get all A, which is the desired format, which is of the desired format, and I'll have to make only one operation. So how do we come to that conclusion? Or how do we find that approach? So basically the approach is that I'll find a position, and from that position, like this is a position, so from that position to the left, everything I change to A, and from that position to the right, everything I change to B. Then I find the number of changes I have to make on the left plus the number of changes I have to make on the right, and the total number of changes will be left changes plus right changes. So I'll just show for this example, like these are the position. I'll just mark the positions by a dot. So this is one position, this is one position, this is one position, and this is one position, this is one position, this is one position. So there will be n plus one position for n string of length n. So from this position, if I change everything on the left, let's just give some space. So from this position, everything on the left I change to A, but there's nothing on the left, so 0. And everything on the right I change to B, so there are 4 A's, so I have to make 4 changes on the right. So 0 plus 4, the changes for this is 4. Now I come to this position. So I come to this position and everything on the left to A, but this is already A, so 0 changes on the left. From this to right, I have to change everything to B, so 3 changes. So for this position, 3 changes. And here on the left, again, no change, 0. Here on the right, changing everything to B, I have to make 2 change. So here answer will be 2. From this position, everything on the left to A, so 1 change, plus everything on the right to B, so 3 change. 3 change, and from this position, again everything on the left to A, 1 change, and here everything on the right to B, so 1 change, 1 plus 1, 2. But I come to this position and everything on the left change it to A, 1 change on the left, and everything on the right, there's nothing on the right, so 0. 1 plus 0, 1, which is, as you can see in the example, is the answer. So the answer is 1. So this is the approach. We have to find a position such that the number of changes on the left plus right is minimum. So I'll give you one example, one test case you can say. So B, say B, B, A, B, B, A. So, and we have to do it in one loop only in O of n. If you use 2 loops, it will get easier, but it will give TLE. So what I'll be doing is I'll be keeping 2 arrays left, which will have n plus 1 elements because there are n plus 1 positions. I'll have an array right, which will also have n plus 1 elements because of n plus 1 positions. And the array left will tell me from that position to left how many changes I have to make. And right will tell me from that position to the right how many changes will I have to make. So basically right plus left will tell me the total number of operations from that position. So I'll again mark the positions with a dot. Yeah, so I'll just mark the positions with a dot. So these are all the positions that I'll be working with, n plus 1 positions for n numbers. So I'll show you how to first make the array left and then make the array right. So first we'll make the array left, then we'll make the array right. So like this from this position on the left, nothing, so 0. From this position to the left, 1 change, so 1, so 1. And from this position 2 change, so 2. Then again from this position 2, from this position 2, from this position again 2, from this position 3, from this position 4, and from this position 4. So from this position everything on the left that I have to change to A, and therefore B, so 4. And likewise from this position everything on the left I have to make into A, therefore B, so 4. Now for the right, the same thing basically. So from here to right everything I have to change into B. So the main changes I have to make, which will be 4, and for this position it will be 4, first position it will be 4, next position will be 4, then it will be 3, then it will be 2, this will be 3 actually, yeah. So for this position it will be 4, 4, 4, 3, this position it will be 2, and for this position it will be 1, this position it will be 1, this position it will be 1, this position it will be 0. So this position, for every position I found out the number of changes I have to make on the left and the number of changes I have to make on the right. And the minimum of left of I plus right of I, for any I, the minimum left of I plus right of I will be my answer. So here you can see that 2 plus 1, 3 is the minimum amongst all left of I plus right of I. And that is for this position. As you can see from this position, if I change everything on the left to A, I'll need to make 2 changes, here 2, and for this position everything on the right I change to B, so I'll have to make 1 change, so 1, and 2 plus 1 is 3, which is the minimum possible. So you have to make an array left and right from the given string, and using that you have to find an I such that left of I plus right of I is minimum, and that is your answer. So if you have any doubts on how to make the left array, it is simple. Just keep a count for making the left array. Keep a count and first initialize it with 0. So first field will be 0. Then if you find B, increase the count 1. Again find B, increase the count 2. If you find A, keep it as it is. If you find A, keep it as it is. If you find B, increase the count. If you find B, increase the count. If you find A, keep it as it is. And left of I is equal to count for each part of the iteration. And for the right, you have to go from n minus 1 to 0. And initially it will be 0. Then if you find A, and count will be 0. And if you find A, then increase the count, and right of I is equal to count. If you find B, keep the count as it is. If you find B, keep the count same. If you find A, increase the count. So this is how you make left array, right array, and for each position, whichever position left of I plus right of I is minimum, find that, and right of I plus left of I as the minimum will be your answer. So I'll show you my code how I've done it. So in my code I've taken the left array like I've explained to you as A's, and right array as B's, because on the left we want A's and on the right we want B's. So initially, as I said, I've taken the count as 0, and if A of I is not equal to A, if it is equal to B, increase the count like I said, and I plus 1 is equal to count. And for the right array, as I said, n minus 1 to 0, if it is not equal to B, then increase the count, otherwise keep the count as it is. And then you have to find the minimum value of ASI plus BSI for all I. And finally, that is your answer. So the only thing that you should pay a little attention to is that for initially this and this will be 0 automatically, and for this is the 0th element, but this the on the left will be coming to 1, which is why I've put this as I plus 1 here, as of I plus 1. So that's it. We just have to make a left array and the right array, and from that the minimum of left of I, or here as I done in my code, ASI plus PSI, or so the minimum of left of I, left of I plus right of I minimum is the answer. So that's pretty much all you had to do in this question. If you have any doubts or if I have missed anything, then just put it on the comments, and that's all. Thank you.